Welcome back, guys, to another quite interesting episode of Tech-Tonic, the podcast. And on this episode, we have our first guest, and I think he's quite. I don't know if it's politically correct, but he's really one of the vocal guys in IT spaces. On the socials. I think you can go anywhere, you'll find him. And I probably think he is one of them in terms of information dissemination to the masses in Zimbabwe. I believe he's powerful. And he is Micheal Nyamande. Welcome, Miss Nyamande.
Hi guys, thanks so much for having me.
I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly, like the same.
No, it's perfect.
It's Nyamande.
Nyamande, yeah.
Okay, I used to put it Nyamande. I don't even know why. Like M-H.
Oh.
Okay, so I think to start with, I've already said you're one of the most vocal guys. I think I've rarely seen people on tech who are that vocal and who have numbers the same way you have, like people who are following you. I think in terms of the people that I follow on Twitter, like currently X,
we still call it Twitter.
Yeah. It's difficult for us to change, but there's this guy called Willard Shoko, I think.
The Starlink guy.
Yeah, the Starlink guy. And there's you next. And I follow this other guy, Simtech guy. I think he's got 600 something subscribers. But apart from you being active on the socials, you are really active within the tech spaces. The way you disseminate information about tech, the way you participate in tech spaces, tech meetings, all those kind of things. I think for starters, I want to know who is Micheal Nyamande, according to you.
Alright, yeah. So the funniest thing actually is this is actually always a difficult question to answer.
Yeah, I know.
We get asked this question a lot, but every time someone asks who is, you're like, who am I?
Yeah.
I think I always describe myself as a techie, right? First and foremost, I'm a techie. I'm a tech enthusiast who believes that tech can really change the world, right?
Yeah.
So to that effect, I wear different hats. First and foremost, I'm a software engineer, right?
Yeah.
So I write code that solves problems.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing for most of my adult life. I've recently become sort of an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I have my own company now where I do dev consultancy.
Oh.
So
we'll put that in the category of startups, right?
And not sure. We're still starting up, but as soon as I've started up, right, I'll change it. I'll call it. Instead of entrepreneur, I'll call myself a startup founder.
Okay.
But for now, I'm an entrepreneur because it might start, it might fail. Yeah, but I recently launched Codebytes Consulting, which is a dev consulting firm. Really helping small to medium enterprises try and take advantage of the new AI wave going on. Beyond that, so software engineer, entrepreneur, I'm a technical writer. Yeah, so when you talk about how I do information dissemination, right, it's because I love sharing things. So I like learning new things, writing about them, sharing them with the world.
That's great.
Yeah. Then recently I've become a community builder. So I'm now working with dev communities in Zimbabwe to really try and grow the community, the tech community in Zim, and see what interesting solutions we can actually come up with.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, and that's really quite interesting. I would really wanna know, like, as I've said prior, you rarely see tech people within the socials, like social media, Twitter, talking that much. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's something that is derived from a perspective where people think our say really doesn't matter, probably within the Zimbabwean space, or like the people within Zimbabwe, they really don't appreciate or understand what people in tech do. But as for you, you found that courage to establish yourself on social media, on Twitter to be specific, and you got those numbers. Like, what really motivated you?
Okay, so let me just tell the viewers that before we started, right? I put a warning out and I said I might say one or two things that are controversial.
I understand.
So I think it's safe for me to say my first controversial thing, right?
Okay.
So you're saying that most people are very quiet on social, right?
Yeah.
Most technical people are introverts, so we don't blame them. So most technical people, they're not used to going on social media, sharing a lot and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
They're used to being in their own protected spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But the other challenge is that in Zim, no matter what happens, there's also a body that represents you, right?
Yeah.
So in Zim, I find that we don't really have a body that represents tech professionals as well.
Okay.
So that people are comfortable enough going online and feeling that you're in your own small little community and sharing with everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the body that's there, that's also represent us currently. If you ask most people that, do you think this body represents you? I won't say the name, but we all know the body, right?
So I think Kingsley is no. Are you aware?
So yeah, a lot of people don't feel that body still represents them.
Okay.
So the good thing is now we have a few communities popping up, right? We have your Zim developers, we have data science Zimbabwe, we have your girls in tech, right? And they are sort of forming these small communities, right? But at a national level, we don't have that.
We don't have fun.
So because of that, right? Because there's not a lot of people sharing, right? There's a void.
Yeah.
So for me, that's now where I come in, right? And I'm like, oh, I have this knowledge that I think might be helpful to this person, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, you find probably like in our different tech groups and all that, people keep asking the same questions. What not? This is. So certain times it's good to have a big platform where you're like, okay, guys, I see that people are having challenges with this.
Yes.
Then let's come together. Let's try and address this, right? So that we can all move forward. Otherwise, we just keep repeating the same issues.
Yeah. I get you. I think I'll come back on the issue you saying we are representing like some of the guys in tech and probably the masses of Zimbabwe. Like, I'll come back to that, but like the whole tech, I want to bring this new topic. I'll come back to the issue about most of the things, but if you look the whole tech space of Zimbabwe, like what people are doing, like how developers are working. Apparently, before I continue this, there is one of the posts that you posted, and and it was attacking probably. It was actually attacking in a way. Though to me it was more of a positive criticism, but it was attacking this guy. I don't want to talk about the issue, but apparently this guy was one of the people that you was affected with that in a way. Like that was a positive criticism, but with our ego, sometimes it won't be easy to accept that. Yeah, we need to improve this. We need to improve this. It may take time for us to think, actually this guy was saying something interesting. But what I want to try to is the whole tech space of Zimbabwe, what people are doing, what developers are doing, what like the majority of Zimbabwe, the way majority of Zimbabwe are receiving the product that are coming from the developers. Like, what's your take on the whole tech space and what is happening? Is there any way you think people should improve? Is there any way people think they're lacking?
So which tweet was this? Before I answer, so that I know.
I think if I say it will expose my guy. If I say it will expose my guy, but what I can say it was during that era where we're just converting the currencies. I think you know.
It's fine. So obviously, like there are always a lot of areas for improvement, right?
Yeah.
Like I think the Zim tech space, right? Like in as much as I think now we're starting to grow again, right?
Yeah.
But obviously there's still like a lot of areas which we need to improve.
Yeah.
And certain times, particularly to that future, it's not necessarily saying the developer is the one that's wrong, right?
Yeah.
But it's the processes.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. So, like, if for I think most of the viewers, if you've ever had like a corporate setup, right, you obviously notice that there are a lot of loopholes in how things are done, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Certain times you have top guys who come and say, we need this thing done. We need this thing done now. And obviously,
I think the more I would be nodding my head, it will sound like
we need this thing done tomorrow.
It will probably put me on the spot, but I really understand what I'm saying and I really get it.
So like I'll give you for me, right? For I think for like 5 years of my career, right? I was like doing a lot of outsourcing work, right? Yeah. So my company would take me, put me at another company, right?
Yeah.
And you would work in that setup and you'd see, these guys do this right, they do this right, this is done wrong, this is done wrong, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's a time I was working for a certain MNO.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Not MNO, but a company in that MNO, right?
Yeah.
And there's a time where we're not done the feature, right?
Yeah.
We're shown the roadmap, guys. We're working on this. Then when this is done, we'll do these 3 other features, right?
Yes.
It was November.
Yeah.
And we get the Herald publishes an article and says what? This feature is done. It will be delivered on Monday.
At the workings is laughing at things.
We not started working on the feature, right?
Yeah.
But these guys are saying, no, we are ready to start offering this thing on Monday. Monday, it was during COVID. Yeah. They're saying, no, we have this innovation that is helping this sector. And on Monday, we start working, right?
Yeah.
We are seeing it around, I don't know what it was. We're already done with the feature we're working at. And these are 2 features ahead. Yeah. And our bosses comes in and they're like, sorry guys, marketing, like got overexcited, they shared this with Herald, but we now need this thing now.
And it's time to work.
Yeah. So that's Zim for you, right?
Yeah.
And part of why processes don't work, you highlighted earlier on, right?
Yeah.
Is people don't really understand what people intend to. So you find a lot of the times people say IT.
Yeah.
What do you do? I write code. No, you're in IT.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not necessarily wrong, but it means whoever is thinking around IT, right, just thinks you have a computer there and you just do this and it's magic. Yeah. So there's a need to conscientize people about like how, if you're developing a website, right, if you're developing an app, if you're doing some DevOps process, right, how it actually works, so that they know to give you the right amount of time, to give you the right amount of resources as well.
Yeah. I really understand what you're saying, and I believe there is need for improvement there. Some time ago I've worked in a company where the people who manage you, they are not that technical compared to you, and sometimes the pressure that they will be mounting on you from a developer's perspective, or someone who operates in the tech space, you understand I need this much time to do this, but those guys really don't understand. What they think is, if as long as they say, they expect it the next day. And I think probably you listeners, you take this as a note, and we really need to improve them. There's another thing that I wanted to ask you.
Okay, maybe just one more thing, right?
Yeah.
In as much as the problem is with the management side, right? People are not technical. I would say some of the times the problem is also with us technical people, right?
Okay.
The problem is you do not have enough technical people who can explain themselves. So if there's something that needs to be done, right, they're like, no, we need to do this, right? Yeah. Explain why you need this much time, right? Explain why this needs to be done over 2 months.
Okay.
Instead of 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And actually explain the process. You don't have people who do that. And because you don't have enough technically competent people who are good like with presentational skills, right?
Yeah.
What ends up happening is you have people who are not technically competent, but who are very good at this, right?
Yeah.
And these people go up the corporate ladder. So you find some guy who the company is very good at speaking. He knows how to say the AI, the DevOps, the cloud, the whatnot. He drops in those things, right?
Yeah.
Management sees that, they're like, no, this guy probably knows how to do the job, right?
Yeah.
This guy ends up being promoted. He's now your boss.
Yeah.
And this guy, because he's not technically competent, right? When he gets deadlines and whatnot, he's just like, no, we can do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
it's more like, I really get you. Because it seems like we are the people who end up in doing the technical decision, like the strategic decisions. They can talk, but they really don't understand the nitty-gritty of what we do and how to come up with the thing.
So we need that balance, right?
Yeah.
You see, like for example, Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
Elon Musk is at CEO level, right? But if you ask him anything about Starlink, he knows the nitty-gritties, right?
Yeah.
How many Zim CEOs do you know who can actually like get the nitty-gritties of whatever they're working on? They just like know the development team, they're working on it. It'll be done.
There are very few. Probably what they know is how the product works, but they don't know what the team went through to come with that product.
Exactly.
I think there was this other tweet that I saw. It was saying, I think I mentioned on a prior episode where the people were saying the people who are ruling us, like the people, like literally from companies to the nation, like they are accountants and they expect technological revolution.
No, I had a week where I was beefing with accountants, with auditors specifically on that.
Okay.
We have too many CEOs who are auditors and CAs, right?
Yeah.
And we don't have enough technical people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the auditors and the CAs and all that, but we just need a balance.
Yeah. Probably it's us who need to
we need to live up.
Yeah. We really need to live up on the skills. Okay. There's the issue that you mentioned. Like, I really want to connect these two things.
Yeah.
You participate mostly. Like I think it's rare to hear that there's a tech space or a tech event that's happening in Zimbabwe and you are excluded. It's one of those things where like people know if we have a tech event, Nyamande must be there. And like I really want to connect this to one of the issues that you mentioned, where it's more of information dissemination to the people. Let me start by asking you, can you explain? Like, can you try to share your experience within these events, these tech events, and like what really motivates you in terms of you pitching up in these things, and what the skill that you have? Like, I think you are skilled probably more or the same way like with any other developer in the country. Like, you can pick people who say these guys are skilled like you, but when they come to these tech spaces, they choose you.
Okay.
Why?
I think ultimately, right? I think for me, I'll speak on my personal experiences, but my personal experiences are different from other people's personal experiences, right?
Yeah.
At some point, I realized, right? Like, I don't know what happened during COVID, but something pre-COVID, we used to have a lot of tech events, right? So you'd have your Google developer groups, you have your Facebook circles and whatnot, right? So you'd note every month, right? There's always an event. There's always a tech event somewhere, right? Yeah. And those events were fun. Yeah. You know, if you attend a Facebook event, you're getting your Facebook swag, whatever, Facebook, whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. And at that stage in my life, that was a fun experience, right? Yeah. Technical people, we don't like outdoors, it's too much noise and whatnot, right? Yeah. So if there's an opportunity for a very chill event and whatnot, right? Yeah. So it used to be a safe space for me. So I would go to those events, network with one or two people, whatnot, right? Meet people who are smarter than me. Right? People who are smarter than me, get to know, you need to focus on this, read more on this and this, right? Yeah. Then COVID happened, we stopped having events, right? Yeah. Got out of COVID, but still momentum you may see died down. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So now for me it was anytime there's like an event, right? And a chance to network with people I used to network back then, right? Yes. I would show up. Right? But still it needed a little bit of a boost. Right? So you'd have an event here, and maybe one after 6 to 7 months, there's another one there. So now when you get to the event, right, you're like, no guys, we used to do this a lot, right? What's stopping us from doing this every other month? How can I help? Okay. So for me, it's just trying to be helpful now. Like, okay, how do we restore like the current equipment, right, to what was there like in 2019?
Yeah.
Part of the problem is a lot of the guys were pushing a lot of these events, right, during 2019 phase, right? Zim being Zim, they left the country.
Yeah.
So now there's a void where, okay, we still need to do this, but there's no one. And an issue we have as Zimbabwe is people want things, right, but no one wants to be there to volunteer to do the things.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times if there's an event, right, I'll give you an example of the GDG events, right?
Yeah.
The former lead Brendan will be organizing events. Right? I reach out, Brendan, you're doing this, right? How can I help? We need someone to help with this, right? I'm there, I'm helping, whatnot. So for the next event, it's like, no, obviously, Mike, if you're available, can you please help with this?
I get you. Yeah. That's
so it's not like these guys are seeking me out. I seek them out. I'm like, okay, guys, how can I help? Yeah. Then whenever there's an opportunity, they're like, no, we need to look for Mike as well.
I think it's one of those things where, as much as it's a tech podcast, it's now becoming a motivational podcast. I don't know. Because it's time we gotta stand up, guys. I think hope guys are taking notes, all these things. We are lacking on some of things, and you ask yourself, why this guy why is he always in places? But we're actually seeing the trick behind it. And you are actually you did a post on the PyCon event, and you classified this as your wedding. That's really much excited you are about the event. I think I'll share a post with you guys, and you see how much this guy is excited about the event. What should you expect?
PyCon.
Actually, expect mostly from you.
For me, I'm going to have a fun little, hopefully controversial talk, right? There's this new technology called HTMX.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone knows me, I think web development has gotten a bit too complicated. Your Reacts, your Next.js and whatnot, right?
Yes.
And I used to do front-end web development initially. Then at some point I was just like, guys, this is too much now. Because now you need to know a lot. You need to know server-side iteration. You need to know this, and it just got too complicated, right? Yeah. That it was no longer fun for you to write code.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So these guys introduced something called HTMX, which is very light, and it really brings the fun back.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you can now focus more on the functionality, right? You need to do this. You can keep your logic on the backend.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I've been making fun of people who write React, people who write front-end and whatnot, right?
Yeah. So
in my talk, I'll always be making more fun of them. Then hopefully just be sharing like a different way of doing things.
Yeah. Kingsley, don't you feel insulted?
Does it do front-end?
Yeah, he's our front-end guy.
I think everyone who knows front-end, right? Yeah. You realize one thing. If I'm to ask you to teach a beginner front-end, it's gonna be very difficult. Because like back in the day it used to be just like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
Then at some point they were like, no, we introduced Angular. At that time it was AngularJS. It was very lightweight, right? Then we introduced React. Then we introduced Angular, which was more like a full-blown framework, right?
Yeah.
Then you started introducing your Remix, your Next.js, and just became too much.
Yeah, I get you.
To the point now where if I want to write like a simple thing, right? Yeah. I need so much JavaScript, right? I need to npm install a lot of different things just for something simple. So that's what I mean when I say that there's no more fun in doing that. And it's now super hard to teach someone, right? Yeah. A beginner. Okay, this is how you make a simple website that does this.
It's really complicated to do the simple thing.
but for complex things, if you're doing enterprise stuff and whatnot, right? Obviously use the bigger frameworks. But if you want to do something simple, you want to hack around and have fun.
Okay, Kingsley, you're too quiet there. Anyway. So you participate. This one is one of probably that's me saying a first contribution being since I was born. But it's just a perspective. Forgive me before I say this. But we have these tech spaces, right? I'm not saying they must not be there. I'm saying they must be there. But I feel like there is some sort of a bias towards the people who are not in the tech spaces. Because I feel like if we really need tech solutions to thrive in Zimbabwe, like to solve the problems that are currently in Zimbabwe, the solutions won't be only for the people in tech. Even people who are outside of tech, I think mostly the reason why most of these tech solutions that are built in Zimbabwe they fail is because the people to whom we present the solutions to, the masses of Zimbabwe, they really don't appreciate or understand the underlying technology behind a product. So it will be difficult for them, no matter how a product is good, it will be difficult for someone to really vibe to a product or really appreciate the product or accept the product that they really don't understand what's behind it. And when we are having these tech spaces, aren't we excluding those who are not in, who understand tech very little? Like one of the reasons we really started this podcast was to try to bridge the gap between the people who understand tech and those who have little appreciation of it or who understand it very little. So don't you think we should try to balance all those things?
I think I agree and I disagree, right? But let me answer in two parts. I'll answer on the first part, right, where like people outside of tech don't really fully appreciate the technologies behind whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And I would say those people, like, yes, they don't, right, but they shouldn't have to.
Okay.
Whenever you're building a solution, right, the technology behind it doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
There's this it's a quote by Deng the Chinese guy, former Chinese president or premier, right? Where it was, it doesn't matter if the cat is black or white. What matters is what it catches the mouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why I always make fun of like front-end guys, right? They're like, no guys, my next year's app using Tailwind using whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And that is important from a tech standpoint, right? But your user does not care whether you use the latest version of next year's, right? Whether you use version 16 or whatnot. They are like, here's my problem, right? And I want a solution.
Yeah.
So if you use the latest technology and it still doesn't solve your solution, right? Then you're not doing anything, right?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So the user does not care about the technology. The user is a problem, and us as tech people, right? It's now how do I apply the tech analysis, right? My technical skills to actually solve this problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you now hold a gun and like, no guys, I used AI, I trained this model for 3 months, and you need to enjoy this solution because of that, right?
Yeah.
Then you're doing something wrong. If I do my AI model, right, there was a conversation earlier on during the year around people using AI rappers and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But no, you just like connection to the ChatGPT API, and you didn't do real AI stuff, right? But no one cared because at the end of the day, people had the solution, right?
Yeah.
So whether you use an API, use a third-party library or whatnot, right? Like as long as you make a solution, right? Then that's fine. Then probably addressing the second part, right? Where like we need to get more non-technical people into this tech space, right? I think you're definitely right.
Yeah. We
need more people to understand the technical aspects, and I think that's we can do both. We can have like very, very technical spaces.
Yeah.
Because part of the challenge is you attend an event, right? And you're talking about AI.
Yeah.
And the discussions are at a very, very high level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, AI will change this and right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow we also need to have discussions on a lower level where we're actually like analyzing like the very, very technical aspects. But we can't do that with everyone now. So we need spaces where we can talk of things that are like in general, right?
Yeah.
So obviously we need channels like yours where we discuss tech, like at the general aspect, right?
Yeah.
And we might need other channels that are very, very specific. So if we have a balance of both,
yeah,
then I think we should start moving forward.
Yeah, I agree too. But on the issue, I said they really don't need to understand the technology. I feel like we have the people who, when they have a problem, they can think of tech as a solution to their problem. Yeah. But we have people when they have an issue, a problem that can be solved by tech, they will never think of tech as a solution to that. And if you bring a solution to those people, a tech solution to those people, I don't think they will really appreciate it the same way the people who think tech when they have a problem. I don't think they will appreciate the same. And I really think the reason, like most of the systems that are really developed in Zimbabwe, people reject them because of fear. A couple of them, people, they really don't understand what's the end goal of this. I really, forgive me for saying this, guys, like everyone, during the 2018 elections, there was a rumor that the whole ballot thing would be an electronic ballot, what. I was in the villages those days. Like, people couldn't really, they were so afraid. Probably it was just a rumor, but people were really afraid. So they will be seeing us voting, that kind of fear. And from me, just listening to people gushing out those things, I ended up seeing that these guys, they don't really understand what the controls are there to control this technology if it comes to the ballot box being an electronic ballot system. They really don't understand what it means and what are the controls that are there that will avoid them from being spied on while they are voting if it comes to that. So that's why I was saying, if you manage to create those tech spaces, those spaces where these non-technical people are included. And I really liked it when you said we should have both. And I think probably it's up to us now. We start doing these things. We really start pushing this and make sure the majority of Zimbabwe understand all these things. Anyway,
maybe just on that, right?
Yeah.
You see, like if you go like there's this push, like this big push, right?
Yeah.
Towards probably financial literacy programs and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So for me, because I sort of dabble in that space, right?
Yeah.
Every other week there's sort of like a webinar, financial literacy basics, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I think it should be the same on like the technical side, right? We need to have a lot of tech literacy going on.
Yeah.
So we don't have anyone doing tech literacy campaigns. So obviously there's now a gap between obviously people like in the rural, right, and people in urban areas. Yeah. But even with people in urban areas, there are people whose like only exposure to technology, right, is probably a work machine that they do Excel in Office. Yeah. Or even when they go home, they take the laptop home and they watch movies, and that's it. That, to them, that is tech. To them, tech is Office, Excel, watch movies on their laptop, WhatsApp, TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now bridging that gap now of, okay guys, you know this, right, but let's actually bring down some of the other things, right? And this week on Twitter, we're having like discussions around like the current state of AI, right? Mm-hmm. Where we are with generative AI. If you look at how we now generate like your GPT, right? We generate text, we now generate images, we now generate videos, we generate deepfakes.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if like sorry to be to stereotype you, right? If the Nigerians and the Indians who are running their scams get a hold of this technology, right, and actually apply it, I feel like a lot of Zimbabweans will not be safe from these scams, because now someone can generate a deepfake, right? Maybe of Strife Masiwa, right?
Yeah.
In real time.
Yeah.
And be on a call with anyone they want and say, no, I'm Strife Masiwa. They generate a deepfake voice of Strife Masiwa, right? Mm-hmm. They use some AI model to get all your personal information and tailor a personalized scam to you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So with a lot of people here in Zim who don't understand the dangers, the emerging dangers of AI and whatnot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you get scammed like that, you're taking off all of your money and you're it's gone.
Yeah. On our last episode of Human, that's episode 4. Like we talked of a situation where a company, a CEO of a company in the UK was convinced to transfer. It was $243,000 to someone who was to a supplier who was in Hungary, and it was done through defect. And they, like the CEO, only realized that this was fake on the second try. Like the people were trying again. That's when he realized it. So you guys should watch it and you see the more details about this. Yeah. So I think we need to relive this. I really want to bring this discussion to the projects you're working on. Isn't like you are really working on quite a number of things, and there's a post that you did on a product that seems like you are bringing AI to Africa probably in a African perspective. I don't know, but there are much details about that. But can you explain to us, like, can you give us more information about the projects you are working on?
So yeah, I'm very big on like just building things, just put them out in the world, right?
Okay.
So sometimes I just experiment. Sometimes I'll put them out and it won't go beyond that, right? But yeah. So I've been experimenting a lot. Currently, I think my one big project right now, right, is as I mentioned earlier on, like I launched a consulting company, right?
Yeah.
That's Codebytes Consulting.
Okay.
And the idea really is to actually bring localized AI solutions to Africa.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that a lot of companies do not like local projects. I think they're like, no, does this really work?
You always look for the
yeah. So it always.
Why are you laughing?
No, it's true. I have worked on several projects, right? Should I say names? But several projects, right? Where the executives go, they buy an app from India, right?
Yeah.
And when it's now time to start tailoring it, right? Maybe the US dollar rates or there's no forex to actually pay these guys, right? Or the rates are too high.
Yeah.
Or at a certain point they realize that the Indians are taking too much damage.
Yeah.
And they call us in, no, can you come in and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the code is a mess. There's this one big app which had over 1 million users, right?
Yeah.
And the backend was one big PHP file.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had to refactor it to microservices and whatnot. But the backend was one big PHP file. It was these guys prefer getting things from India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the goal is to try and convince people that what? No, we can actually do things here locally in the work. So I think for me the main focus rate is around SMEs and startups.
Okay.
So with bigger organizations, there's a new saying,
Okay.
So for you to make it out of big companies, you obviously need a lot of people. Then even when you do, you're gonna have meeting after meeting after meeting. Then they're finally gonna say, no, it's fine, let's do this. But the amount of processes and the things you need to jump over to make anything work, right? It's gonna be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So I figured if you focus on startups, right? Startups, it's probably 1 to 10 people. In decision maker, it's 1 to 2 decision makers, right?
Yeah.
If you convince these guys, no guys, you have your small maybe grocery store, right?
Yeah.
You have a chain of grocery stores. I think the way you're doing this is wrong. I think we can probably make it more efficient by doing A, B, C, D, right?
Yeah.
Let's try it out. This girl will tell you right there, they know I like the idea. Let's try it out, right?
Yeah, there's no
you implement it. And the good thing is, as the startup grows, right? If they grow while using the technology, now when they become a big organization, right? You have proven that local tech can scale without needs.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's currently the goal. I'm working with a few smaller guys. It's quite interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're hitting, guys. We need to support this. I believe we have a lot of skills within the Zimbabwe tech space, and these guys bring it out to you. Let's try it out. and I think we'll put your socials. People will just get in touch.
You just put the socials in the link to the website and whatnot.
Yeah. We'll do that. And like we recently, like Starlink is now in Zimbabwe.
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really in Zimbabwe. And we can, like anyone can probably say I own Starlink without being prosecuted. Yeah. And I think it's actually a powerful technology. It's actually a powerful thing to have. But at the same time, I really don't think we have much to use it for. Do you think where do you really see much of apart from, don't mention the part of the prices, apart from that, the internet speeds, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think we, like Zimbabweans, really need it?
I think if you look at it currently, right, maybe not.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting thing that always happens, right? I had a friend telling me this, like, whenever you get money, right, your expenses will grow according to how much money you have.
Okay.
So let's say you've finished uni, right? You get a job in Zim, you're getting $500.
Yeah.
Your expenses will be exactly what? $500, right?
Yeah.
You get a pay increase, you go to 1,000. For some reason, there's never enough money. Your expenses will go up to 1,000. And even if you start getting paid 5,000 right now, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, your expenses will go up.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. Yeah.
And it's the same way with like internet bandwidth, right? And even use cases or not. So there are a lot of things that we were not doing because we're like, no guys, where's data? So there are a lot of tech innovators around, right? Wanted to develop solutions, but they to use maybe your USSDs or your WhatsApp chatbots because they're like, no one has data to touch a lot. Go online and use this.
Yeah.
So now, like, obviously that space is now open, right? We now be like, okay, we think people now have data to go online, right?
Yeah.
If I had a tech solution, right, targeted in the raw areas, but I'm like, no, but people there are not connected. Now I'm like, no, if I put a Starlink here, there's connectivity. Now I can have my solution, right?
That's some thoughts.
Yeah. So for someone wanted to do like smart farming in the raw areas, or with a Starlink wrapper there, you connect your IoT devices. You can farm cheap here in the city. It's not possible, right? But it wasn't possible yet. And the more people that start doing this, right? Even like on the content front, right? We had very few Zimbabweans producing content. But now because like data is now cheap, right? So not even Starlink, but even it's slashing our prices, Liquid is slashing our prices, Tier 1 is reselling Starlink. Tier 1 is reselling Starlink. So obviously like everyone involved, right? Like there's now like hopefully there will be more internet usage as we go on. And as there's more internet usage, people will start like doing different things to like fill that void around people.
I think guys, you now have to watch our videos more. You now have internet.
Yeah.
I don't see any excuse now from you guys watching our episodes. And yeah, I think you really bring out quite a thought there when you say we can now. So it's more like we, the developers, and we're now being challenged.
Yeah.
Let's build these solutions. We now have probably not that much reliable, but cheap and accessible internet.
Yeah.
Probably
the target market is just significantly grown now. Was where I say like at the very most, like my app will get like 5,000 users, right? Now it's like maybe 25,000.
Yeah, I really get you. That's quite interesting. I think this brings us to the end of this set. Do you have anything that you really want to share with the masses in Zimbabwe?
Okay, so I prepared some advice for developers.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of Zim, but let me talk to my people first.
Okay.
Because to me, taking of people are my people, right? And I always say like there's a time where I was trending for the wrong reasons, right? When I was like, no, guys, don't focus on like certifications, focus on building projects, right?
Yeah.
But I believe like the point where we are now, people need to start building out more solutions.
Okay.
So, like, obviously, like when I have like internet access is internet is now more accessible, right?
Yeah.
And people are becoming more tech literate. And Zim being Zim, we have like too many problems to worry about, right? So it's the perfect time to actually start pushing out tech solutions and whatnot. Because if you don't do it, obviously some is gonna come from the outside.
From India.
build those solutions, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, like my advice to the tech community is just build more, right? And when you build, it's not necessarily that whatever you build will be successful, but it will teach you lessons.
Yeah,
So I'll tell you this year, like I put out a lot of things, right? There's this chatbot I did, this AI interior design chatbot, right? And someone was asking me about it last week. Last year you released this. What's the progress?
Yeah. And
I have not touched the code base since, right? Like it's so available, it's so working if you know, not to try it out, right? But yeah.
You're using it. You can speak, bro.
the interesting thing is that like there are a lot of people who started using it, right? And through that I got confidence now, like, oh, if I did this and people use it, right? Because like most of the time, like our projects there on our machine, like you do something like this is interesting, right? But you're like, would anyone actually use it? So when you put it out there, someone tries it out, they give you feedback. You're like, no, this is great, right? This is great. Maybe let's add this. Yeah, because I actually had the client come in like, no, we need a solution which does this, right? For our particular problem. Yeah. So now I'm just taking the code base there, I'm adapting it a little bit, I'm making serious money. But so we need to like put out a lot of different things. And we are learning. And we're also like just we're helping each other grow. So you see, I think when I released this, right, the guys, Africa AI guys, the Codebytes was around, right? They were doing Danai, right? And every time they would launch something, I'll be like, no, I also need to launch something, right? So when we have that in our ecosystem where like everyone is launching. This week someone is launching something, next week someone is launching something, next week someone is launching something. Ultimately, like the whole ecosystem benefits. Yeah. Because now you know I can use payment gateway run, you need to do this, and use API run, you need to do this and whatnot, right? It's gonna be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I think all the developers are listening. And bring to the last part, I need to make this clear. The question. This question we only hear it on this episode. Like you only hear it on the next guest. Like you, the viewers, will only hear this question when the next guest will answer the question. But I will take this opportunity to give you the question from the Tech-Tonic podcast team. Like you are the first guest. If you didn't know, you are the first guest. And I
feel very proud.
You are the first guest, and we really appreciate you for coming. So we will give you this question, and we will take your question to the next guest. So I think one thing that I'm really interested in to know is it's not tech related, but what's one thing that you have done and you really later regretted it, whether within your career. Like you kept your growth, like literally everything. One thing that you really did and you later regretted it.
This is a very interesting question.
We're trying we're talking about tech all this while, but now we're just trying to come out of the tech bracket.
Okay. And I later regretted. Okay, so obviously I have a lot of regrets.
Okay.
I think one thing I would say, right, is there are a lot of opportunities, right, where because of imposter syndrome, like, am I good enough?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, at the beginning of this year, right, I was going to some conference in Zambia to come speak.
Okay.
Please come speak on AI and whatnot, right? And I looked at myself, I'm like, no, I'm not an AI expert.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Then I let that opportunity go.
Yeah.
And looking back now, right, it's something I used to do a lot. where you have an opportunity, but you're like, no, your imposter syndrome comes in and you're like, no, but I'm good enough.
Yeah.
So possibly also like this year now, I'm like, if I do not have a good reason to say no, right? Yeah, let me just say yes. So when you invited me to come here, I was like, do I have a reason to say no? No, I do not. Let me come share what I have, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, it may not be the best person to share, but hopefully someone somewhere hears what I say. They're like, no, this game makes sense.
Yeah, I really understand. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. Kingsley, do you have anything to say? Why are you making me like how can you talk? Okay, so this brings us to the end of this week's discussion. Like, I think this was quite interesting. This was quite insightful. And to Mr. Nyamande, we really want to thank you. Like, I think we are really quite small, like right now, and it's difficult to find someone who will say, I will join you guys. Like, let's do this together. I will join you. I will be your guest. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to talk these issues at your platform. Like, we really want to thank you for that. This is the time where you claim. Thanks
so much. Thanks for like making me your very first guest.
Yeah.
I think you guys are doing a lot of good work, right? Like there's obviously like a gap towards technical content and whatnot.
Yeah.
So there was a time where we probably would do Tech-Tonic and whatnot, but we had very few people actually talk tech. Talk tech in a relatable way, and I'd actually address current issues. so I'm getting some claps. So we need more people to actually be talking tech, right? Yeah. To a point where if probably I'll use the example of a bar, because when people are drunk, right, people will discuss anything. They'll discuss politics, they'll discuss finance, but you rarely hear people talking tech when they're drunk. So we need to reach a point where there's enough tech interest going on.
Okay.
People get drunk and they're like, no, but this thing in AI, and people just ramble.
Yeah.
So people need to be comfortable enough to do that, and such platforms help. So yeah. Which way this?
Thank you. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Subscribe and share. Let other people know about this. Thank you so much for supporting us.